So the Eagles lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not panicked. I'm not stressed. I'm not worried, y'all. This was a game we knew that we were going to lose. It was like a 90% chance we were going to lose this game without A.J. Brown and with Devontae Smith. So us losing the game was not a surprise. It wasn't a shock. We should have all seen that G coming. What was a shock and what was a surprise was how bad the defense played. What was a shock and what was a surprise was that the defense, I can't remember, was it 24 points or was it 28 points at halftime? What was a surprise and what was a shock was that the defense played so terribly for the first half. The defense was able to tighten up in the second half, but the first half was just so many self-inflicted wounds, so many missed tackles, terrible coverage, so many mistakes. The special teams mistake when Cooper DeJean was fielding the punt and then Isaiah Rodgers knocked him down. There were so many self-inflicted mistakes by the defense and by the special teams in the first half that it just completely took us out the game. Offense tried to come back. Offense tried to fight back in the beginning of the second half. But we just dug ourselves into such a terrible hole because of the defense. I don't know. The defense was left in New Orleans. I don't know. They still on Bourbon Street. I don't know what happened to the defense between last week and this week. But the issue isn't that we lost because, again, we were without AJ, we were without Devontae. We knew this was going to be an uphill battle. The issue is that the defense was supposed to be the side of the ball that set the tone today. The defense was supposed to be the side of the ball that made up for the fact that we didn't have Devontae, that made up for the fact that we didn't have Smitty. The defense was supposed to step up and overcompensate for our injuries on offense, and the defense just completely laid an egg and just completely... They just dug us in a giant hole. Just a giant hole that was almost impossible to come back from. We're going into the bye week with even more injuries now because obviously Devontae, AJ, Lane, Johnson, and Britton Covey came into this game injured. But now during the game, Cam Jurgens got injured during the game. Reed Blankenship got injured during the game. CJ GJ got injured during the game. So now we're leaving the game with even more injuries. So thank God we have this bye week next week. Right now, Jalen Hurts is not my concern right now. After watching that game, my biggest concern is not Jalen Hurts. My biggest concern is self-inflicted wounds. My biggest concern is missed tackles. My biggest concern is our defensive coverage, our defensive scheme, playing so soft, playing back so much, giving Mike Evans so much cushion. He needs all that cushion. Y'all already know if you've been following me for a long time, I have no issue getting on Jalen Hurts when I need to get on Jalen Hurts. I know a lot of y'all going to want to talk about Jalen Hurts in the comments, but I'm being dead serious. Right now, my issue is not Jalen Hurts. This game was on the defense of execution, the missed tackles. This game was on little mistakes, little penalties. This game was on Vic Fangio and that soft zone give Mike Evans extra cushion when he don't need it coverage.